my winners. Look, welcome to Terry's Tips, guys. Get a notebook, get a pen, because today we're talking about a personal credit sweep. And in this video, I'm going to explain, number one, what is a personal credit sweep, because many of you have it confused right there. Number two, so I'm going to dispel some myths and give you guys the facts about what you can do and what you can't do. And number three, I'm going to give you some best practices, things that you can do to have success with a personal credit sweep, guys. Now, I'll do my nugget at the end. And guys, personal credit sweeps, these are for your personal credit reports. This is part of the credit repair process to help you remove items from your credit reports and increase your credit scores. Now, pause, y'all. I just had oral surgery like this morning, and so I still have swelling and pain, and I have stitches in my mouth right now. So I'm gonna need y'all to bear with me as I go through this video, okay? All right, so number one, what is a personal credit sweep? Guys, this is part of the credit repair process. There is no such thing as a credit sweep. What do I mean? You cannot write one letter and there is no magic letter that is going to delete accounts from your credit report. That is a myth. That is false. If it was true, guys, the person that had this magic letter would literally be a multimillionaire, billionaire, and everybody on the universe would have an 800 credit score. Stop believing the hype and the myths. That's not true. But a personal credit sweep, which I'm going to tell you how to do it in this video, is literally part of the credit repair process to help you remove inaccurate, listen to my words, guys, inaccurate, unfair, outdated, fraudulent, personal information from your personal credit reports to help you with the dispute process and getting things removed. Now, what do I mean by personal information? This is specifically names, AKAs, phone numbers, date of birth, addresses, employment information, any kind of identifying information. Now, why is this critical? Guys, the dispute process and an investigation, all that means is that there's something on your personal credit report, something negative usually, right? A collection, a charge off, a repo, late payment, something of that nature. Something negative is on your credit report and it is bringing down your credit scores. And you think it is unfair, inaccurate, outdated. You want the item deleted. Guys, the dispute process is literally about burden of proof, right? It's under the FCRA. Fair Credit Reporting Act. Guys, I'm teaching in this video, okay? And real quick nugget right here. I used to work for TransUnion. I am the only person, I believe, right now on YouTube out of millions that used to actually work for a national credit bureau. I was doing this for years and years and years before social media ever even existed, updating thousands of reports across the nation. I'm a board certified credit consultant, certified credit score consultant, and a certified trainer. Why am I telling you that? I'm not a content creator that's making videos. I have a consulting firm and I educate and empower my community, okay? So I may be saying something different from all the other videos you heard, and that's why this is the truth, okay? So the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, guys, that is a law that was put in place to protect you, consumers. That means if you see something on your credit report and you, the consumer, disagree with it, you want to challenge it, you think it's unfair, outdated, inaccurate, you're listening to my language, I'm using the language of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That means that you, the consumer, always have the right to challenge anything on your credit report. And in these videos, in the credit repair world, you'll hear people say dispute or a challenge or an investigation. It's all the same thing. Now, the point right here, and I need y'all to get this, just because you challenge something, dispute it, and do a dispute letter, do an investigation, does not mean it's going to 100% be deleted, which is why I'm here and I actually educate you guys about what you can do, what you can't do, and about, building up your credit in other areas, credit builder accounts and all those things. I will link that video on the best credit builder accounts, which can increase your scores, right? But you can challenge it. And this is where it's burden of proof, meaning when you, the consumer, challenge something on your report, you're sending it into the credit bureau and they have to prove, the credit bureau basically reaches out to the creditor and they have to verify it's yours, right? And so if they verify it's yours, it stays on your reports. If they do not verify it's yours, if they're not able to meet the burden of proof, or if they do not respond in time, then the item gets deleted, right? Gets deleted even through a loophole, guys. Honestly, even if it's yours, if they cannot prove it's yours, then it can get deleted. Now, this is where a personal credit sweep comes in. I need y'all to listen. Look, lean in, lean in. This means that the less information, the less identifying information on your credit report, the less the companies have to verify, the creditors have to verify in the credit or dispute credit investigation process. This means it increases your likelihood for things to get removed because they cannot meet the burden of proof. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a collection for Macy's, and when you had the Macy's collection, or maybe you're unsure, maybe your girlfriend had it, or your boyfriend had it, or your cousin had it, okay? Because you're not supposed to dispute accurate information for inaccurate information. But let's say there was a Macy's collection on your credit report, you don't recognize it, and it's tied to the address 125 Miller Avenue. Well, say you no longer live at 125 Miller Avenue. That now makes that address inaccurate, outdated, unfair, because maybe right now you live at 525 Jefferson Street, okay? And so now you can actually write a letter into the credit bureaus as a personal sweep and let them know that that identifying information is inaccurate, outdated, unfair. I'm going to keep on saying that to you guys. You guys can kind of get this in your spirit and start to educate yourself and stop being scammed by these credit specialists, okay? I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm doing too much in my mouth. My stitches. Anyway, and so the point is that now the credit bureau will remove your identifying information. Now, when you dispute that collection, guess what? That address is no longer on your credit report. What does that mean? Because of burden of proof, they now cannot verify that the item is yours. So the credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, have to then delete that collection, not because it's not yours, not because of anything else, for the simple fact that they were not able to verify that the item was yours because the identifying information did not match. Pause right here. Y'all may need to watch and rewatch this video because I'm teaching and these are the things they do not tell you, okay? So a personal credit sweep is to remove personal information from your credit reports to help you with the dispute process, to help increase the likelihood that items are removed. Nugget: the less personal information on your reports, the less they have to verify. So some best practices. Number one, always get your report from annualcreditreport.com. I will put it in the description and the pinned comments. No other website, none. Only annualcreditreport.com. Now, why? That's the only website authorized by the Federal Trade Commission to give copies of reports to consumers. That is your consumer disclosure copy. It will literally have every single thing in there that the credit bureaus have on file for you. So it's the most comprehensive report you will ever get. Not right now, I'm not even talking about my FICO, credit check total. This is literally just for the dispute process, right? And you'll go to annualcreditreport.com and you want to pull your report, all three, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Now, nugget right here. Because it's through the Federal Trade Commission, it's the only site authorized by the Federal Trade Commission, guys. It's super comprehensive. It will show your hard inquiries, your soft inquiries, guys. If you are know anything about credit, it's so comprehensive that you'll be able to actually read it and understand your reports, okay? And this is why you cannot just make a login and get a whole bunch of different copies, right? So what I recommend, guys, is when you go to annualcreditreport.com, make sure you're at like a laptop or a desktop. You'll answer some security questions. And when your report comes up, save it as a PDF on your desktop. Save it as a PDF somewhere because you're going to need that copy to go through and write your letter, okay? So you look at your TransUnion, save it as a PDF on your desktop. Look at your Equifax, save it as a PDF on your desktop. Look at your Experian, save it as a PDF on your desktop, okay? Because you'll need that later on for your letter. Number two, you're looking at all your identifying information, names, AKAs, misspellings, phone numbers, addresses, employment information. For guys, if you are a junior and a senior, if you're junior and you see senior on there, that's inaccurate. For people who have common names, Rebecca Smith, Michael Jones, Kim Jackson, make sure it's not spelled the wrong way. If you are, I see a lot of times with like brothers and sisters or twins, if you see information is pertaining to your twin or to your aunt or to your mother or something else of that nature, you want to make sure the only information on your report is your current accurate information. I recommend it just being your current name. And for women, not a bunch of maiden names, AKAs, your current name. Number 2, your current address and your date of birth. That's it. You don't need a bunch of phone numbers. You don't need a bunch of employment information. And you definitely don't need a bunch of previous addresses, okay? So step number 2 was to go through and look at the personal information from that consumer disclosure copy. I don't care if you have to print it out and highlight it, all the information that's not your current information. Number 3, you are writing a letter to the credit bureaus. You're not doing it online. You're not doing it over the phone, okay? So you're writing a letter to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and you are letting them know, hey, this is my current information. My name is Kim Jackson. This is my address. This is my social. This is my date of birth. Now, why do you need that? Because you have to give them the information to pull up your actual credit report. And then you are saying, this is my current information. Please remove the following either inaccurate, unfair, outdated information from my reports. And guys, nugget right here. You have to list the information. Don't just say remove all previous addresses, remove all phone numbers. Legally, the credit bureaus cannot guess what you're talking about, okay? So you have to say remove 525, Jefferson Avenue, remove 134 Elm Street, remove 726 Baker Avenue. Outdated, inaccurate, remove the previous employers, remove misspellings. I don't spell my name this way, delete this name. And guys, go through, I don't care if you number it and you list all the things you want them to remove, okay? That's all you're doing is personal information. Step number 3, proof of identification. If your name is Kim Jackson and you live at, I forget what addresses I said, I don't know, 724, where's a good street? 724 8th Avenue, okay? So you live at 724 8th Avenue in Nashville, Tennessee, if that's your current address. Then you want to provide 2 forms of ID, guys, 2 forms. How many, Terry? 2, that show your name and your current address. I recommend your driver's license and a utility bill. However, if your driver's license does not have your current address, provide 2 utility bills, cable, electric, water, Wi-Fi, cell phone bills sometimes will even work, right? But you want the name and address on your 2 forms of ID to match what you are telling them is your current information. So now you've told them what is not yours in writing, and you've given them proof of what is yours. All right, and then the fifth, okay, so first was annualcreditreport.com. Second was look at all your personal information. The third one was to write a letter to the credit bureaus and list out everything that is yours and what is not yours, your current information. The fourth thing was to provide proof of identification. Let them know who you are to verify that this is a valid dispute from the consumer, not some credit repair place. Pause right here, guys. I have a course, Credit Leverage Lifestyle. It is the most comprehensive course ever made about credit, period. Not only can you use it for yourself, but guys, if you want to get in this credit space and you want to actually genuinely help people and get them results, you can actually go through this course and learn so much about credit that you can actually repair other people's credit. I will link that in the description and in the pinned comments. It is an investment because what you get from it is quadruple the investment, okay? So Credit Leverage Lifestyle. And number 5, right? When you mail it off to the credit bureau, guys, so you write 3 letters, make 3 forms of, have your 2 forms of ID and make 3 copies, send it off certified. Now, why? When you send a dispute to the credit bureau, they have 30 days by law to respond to your dispute, right? So you're sending it off with your proof of ID. You're sending it certified to guarantee to see when they actually got it and look at your, like your stopwatch starts for your 30 days. And then you're going to wait for the results, okay? Guys, nugget right here. If you have credit repair people and they never did the personal sweep, you have credit repair people that you've hired, and when you get your reports, you still see all these previous addresses and phone numbers. A lot of times that's why things were not removed, and now you've missed your opportunity. I'll leave that right there, okay? So it should be a nice, clean report before you're sending in a bunch of disputes. Now, if you're somebody that hired credit repair before, or you actually have done it on your own but did it the wrong way, you can still do this. Still do the sweep and then do additional disputes after that and still do it the right way, but it's always the best when you do this the very first time. I'm just gonna be honest with you, okay? And then step number 5, when you're sending your letter off, guys, you're waiting for the actual result. You're waiting to see what was removed and what was kept on, and that's it. And then once you actually have that nice clean report, then you're sending in your next letter with your actual disputes, okay? So I hope that was helpful. A personal sweep is to remove personal information from your reports to help with the credit repair dispute process, to help get items removed and deleted. They're inaccurate, unfair, outdated, that you disagree with. There's not one person on planet Earth that can 100% guarantee that a valid negative item will be removed, which is why I tell you guys, spend the time to actually do it on your own. That way, if it doesn't come off, you have not wasted thousands of dollars. You can use your hundreds and thousands of dollars to invest in training, invest in courses, watch YouTube videos, and actually get your credit builder accounts and build the right way, guys. And for my nugget, and y'all, thank you for hanging in, because I promise you, as soon as I take this off, I'm putting on an ice pack and some Advil. Oh my gosh. But guys, for my nugget, I just want to invite you all to our Patreon Wealth Warrior community. Many of you reach out and you have a bunch of questions. I get to as many as I can, but due to volume, I get like thousands on all platforms. To be honest with you guys, that our Patreon Wealth Warrior community is a community of leaders building wealth together. We have community goals for personal credit, business credit, entrepreneurship, real estate, and every single month I do a live Q&A and a live monthly workshop for our master's level. So this is a way to get ongoing support and resources so that you can become an expert. So I invite you. I'll put the link for Patreon in the description and in the pinned comments, and I cannot wait to celebrate your success. Mwah!